Welcome back to the second edition of the Virile Tie Podcast with my guys. We got
Versatile.
We got my boy,
Dead done.
and of course me, Mario with Lodestone Athletics. Now on the last podcast, we kind of gave y'all a rundown of what Virile Ties is. So now we're going to continue to go into exactly what Virile Ties is and talk a little bit more about the testosterone side of things when it comes to men and focus on that sexual health and that energy. And we're also going to get more into the mental side of things because it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So we're going to start off with my guy Ehi's topic, where we're going to be talking about testosterone. So give us a little brief about what we're doing.
Just a little brief on testosterone and what testosterone is and what it can be and what it can do. Most people assume that the older you get that your testosterone isn't as strong enough. So today we're going to talk about a couple topics where it's myths versus the facts. So my first one would be, say for instance, testosterone levels has something to do with your age, which is not true. You can have low testosterone through your 20s, through your 30s, through your 40s, through your 50s. And it's not just based on how you're built. Most people think because, let's say for instance, he buffer than me, then that means his testosterone level. Nah, he has a better eating diet or a better eating habit than me. He has a better nutrition scale than me. He has a better sleep pattern than me. So your testosterone levels not only involve what you eat and what you're doing, but another cause of it is your genetics. So just don't look at the next person and be like, he got more testosterone than me because he's bigger than me. No, it might be a genetic thing. It might be a trickle down from your grandpa or your father, or necessarily, not necessarily in that category, but when you get to looking at your testosterone levels and what they produce and how it is a replica of you and what your body shows, then it's a different aspect.
Yeah.
So,
Now, one thing I will say though is there have been studies and articles put out that show that testosterone is at a decline just over the years anyway. It shows that back in, let's say, 1940s and 50s, before, this whole fast food thing became a problem, or before we started getting more comfortable and working from home and sitting down a lot more, it's been a decrease in testosterone levels because now we're more comfortable and our food that we're eating is not the highest of quality anymore. So eating habits is one of the main things that any man can easily change to boost their testosterone levels. I mean, you got sugar, alcoholic beverages, you smoking, all these things can kill your testosterone levels. So I just want to bring it back to you just to bring that up.
Valid point. I just learned this yesterday too, talking to a neurologist and then talking to another guy who's a herbalist. So he made it a valid point that anything that you eat that's warm is dead. Say for instance, greens, cabbage, any livestock that you eat, that's all dead food. You get what I'm saying? So putting that dead food in your body at the same time, dead can't help dead. You get what I'm saying? So like you said, with the nutrition facts, when it comes to your healthy fats, or your healthy greens, your leafy lettuce, your spinach, your fruits, your veggies, all of those are living mechanisms that live inside your body. So you want to eat more of what lives inside of you than what dies inside of you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So and not just saying that you're eating too much like dead food or cooked food, but add something in there that's gonna help balance that out as far as your levels. You don't want, like some days you might eat heavy, and cause you done ate, let's say barbecue, you done ate beef, hot dogs, spaghetti, beans, all that's dead. So that's another reason when you wake up, you're like, bro, I feel heavy, I feel sluggish. Versus you eat an apple and be like, man, I feel rejuvenated, I feel like I got a little more energy, you know what I'm saying? Or a salad, so just to piggyback off what you said, that's another thing that helps boost your testosterone or knocks it down. So that will be another key. Eat more healthy food that live inside of you versus eating more dead food that dies inside of you.
Because this thing about processing, you have a such thing as ultra processed foods, which is foods that go through numerous amounts of things in order to bring it to finally what you're about to eat. The best foods to eat are foods that have been minimally processed. When you go and you get, your baked chicken, your raw chicken or your raw beef or whatever, only thing you're doing, you put it into the oven, you're gonna season it, you're gonna cook it, now you're eating it. It's not going through no factory made process, it's not going through all these preservatives that's going into the body and harming the body, because technically all these things that you won't even be able to pronounce in the ingredient label, it's not working for you, it's working against you. And it's not even building up that it's not fighting that hunger signal, because it's not even the nutritional value is hard to feel because it's not real food per se. These things, like you look at McDonald's, for example, there's been numerous videos where they sitting it out for days and it looks no different. Who's to say, right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Who's to say that the food that you're eating hasn't been sitting out for days already? You don't know these things. So it's always best to control what you eat, and the best way to control it is to cook it yourself and make your own food. But Dave, you got anything to say on?
Yeah, so a lot of people would say, well, my grandma have been eating this food since they was kids.
Yeah.
The food was different then.
Mm-hmm. It was more natural resources.
Exactly. And that's why
grew their food versus buying it.
Exactly, which I was gonna go into. Now we have to go into reaching out to farmers, like especially in the black community, reaching out to black farmers, supporting them, but also getting a healthier version of food, because you actually know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Most of this chicken and beef, we don't know where it's coming from.
No, not at all.
And we're not really getting the protein that we think that we are getting, because it's not really real food most of the time. It's processed too fast. They injecting it and everything.
Yep.
So going back into the testosterone, back in the 70s and the 60s, the average level of a testosterone was between 850 and going up into the 1,000, but that was like the highest.
Yeah.
Now the average testosterone level for a man is 500.
And that's from age 20 to 50.
Yeah, like 20 to 45, 50. So now people think like, oh, my testosterone level at 500, and they thinking they good, but 40 years ago, that was low.
Yep.
So that's why, like, the whole thing where when women say, man, men ain't men no more, it's true, but it starts with the food. So just being health conscious with what you put in your body.
That's why old man strength is a thing.
Facts.
That's why they say old man strength is a thing, because they come from the days
you run across an old school, they can still dribble the ball.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what you doing? I'm living right.
Exactly. They've been moving all
their
life, been moving all their life, eating the best food all their life. But I feel like as our generation starts getting to that older age, it ain't gonna be no old man strength, it's gonna be old man weakness, because y'all ain't controlling what y'all supposed to be doing as far as the eating habits and the sugar intake and the salt intake and all there has to be a balance.
And don't think like just because some people be like, I'm in my 20s, I'm healthy, I ain't gonna worry about it. Nah, you don't know that. For example, in your 20s, every 2 to 3 years, you're supposed to get a checkup. When you get to your 30s, it varies once or twice a year. When you get to your 40s, once a year. But knowing that I have these, and if I'm in my 20s, I know I need to go at least after 6 months, just because. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, people could be living 20 years and not have nothing and then get diagnosed. Yep. Like, I got one friend that got diagnosed with diabetes from eating bad. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm in my 30s now. We was in our 20s. I'm like, bro, I don't remember you having it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And for me, it taught me something, because I thought it was a genetic thing. I didn't know you could get diagnosed from eating bad. So that has another part to play when it comes to your testosterone. Getting the proper rest in your 20s matters, because it's going to give you longevity in your 30s and 40s and 50s. So you can't sit down in your 20s and then get up in your 40s and be like, I'm finna, you're going to have to take that a little bit slower.
You finna go to the hospital.
Yeah, it's a process. It's a process. So I don't want men to think, oh, I'm too old, I can't boost my testosterone. Nah, you can. And I don't want people who too young to be like, I ain't got enough testosterone. Because it's not based off how you built. It's not based off how you built. You might have a genetic issue, or you might have a genetic issue far as your family, like high blood pressure might run in your family. Mm-hmm. So that means you would have to stay away from salty foods.
Or prostate cancer.
Ooh, We gonna get on that one. That's another one. I know they waiting on that one. That's another topic for sure, as far as men's health. But that is a valid topic because most people don't know, and if you don't know, prostate cancer is just the same as a woman having breast cancer. So look at it that way. It will alter your life as a man.
And a lot of these things too that they claim is hereditary due to your bloodline. A lot of these things are preventable. And it starts in your 20s when you finally get that independence. Now, I mean, granted, some people have a better start than others. You know, you come into this world and your mama and your daddy, they already been on this health tip for a long time. They cooking the right foods. They starting you out with good breakfast in the morning. You got the eggs. They come home. You got a home cooked meal and you play sports. You know what I'm saying? They feeding you right. You top of your football team, whatever the case may be. But everybody doesn't start out that way. You got some people, you know, you got the ramen noodles, you got the pizza rolls, you got the Hot Pockets, you got the Pop-Tarts and the
sound like a college lifestyle.
You know what I'm saying? The juices and all, and you get so used to eating this way because that's just what your mind is used to, because that's what your family feeds you. But when you get into your adult years and when it's time to start really focusing on your health, you're still eating the way that you've been accustomed to eating to all your life. So a lot of these things they feel like it's hereditary. It's not hereditary. It's a series of behaviors that you've learned that have caused you to have high blood pressure. Just because your mama and your dad and your granddad had it, don't mean you gotta have it. Just because your mama, your dad, and granddad had diabetes, doesn't mean you have to have it. Just because they had this form of cancer, it doesn't mean you have to have it. I see so many people in their 20s constantly saying like, yeah, I got high blood pressure, but you know it's only because my mama had it, it's hereditary, and they just brush it off.
Yeah,
you know,
they just accept it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing about it.
I can't do nothing about it. But you still have all this body fat on you that is causing these things. You're not looking at it from the fact of maybe it is something I'm doing. You're looking at it as, oh, this is just my life. I'm just gonna live it this way. But this high blood pressure also leads to eventually heart failure in the long run if you do not get it situated. And for the guys that's gonna listen to this in their 20s and early 30s, you are in your prime of your life to be able to make these changes. Whatever little small change you make can make the biggest difference because you already got the testosterone working on your side. And even if your testosterone is low, just small changes can instantly bring those levels right back up without having to go through this testosterone therapy and things.
So I agree with what you said on that. And like you said, that eating bad will like determine your physical outcome. Like some people be so, and this where the mental health comes into play. So say if I'm eating bad, and you seeing the results like, what am I doing? Like some people be oblivious to know, like they'll know what they're not supposed to have and still eat it. So now when another person calls you out on it, now your anxiety flare up. Now you get to trying to go to the gym and go extra hard. Now you get to try to do all this because now you done seen it, now it's affecting your mental, like I gotta do this now. And now with that mental, now you working out so much you ain't getting as much sleep no more.
See what I'm saying?
So it threw your schedule off because I done ate bad, now I'm feeling bad. So now you feel like you looking bad physically, you're feeling bad mentally, and then your anxiety flaring up about I look bad and I feel bad.
And we gotta get more on the recovery side because that's a big thing too. But I know one thing, me and I don't know about your diet and stuff, but you eat meat for the most part. Stuff, right? Okay, same here. Now, Devin, I know you be doing plant-based. Like you done got into that world. So like what differences did you feel when you started switching over to more plant-based thing?
How did it affect your mental? That's a good question.
The mental, it affected me more spiritually because I went into it more of a spiritual route. And I received more clarity in a way and less bloating and a lot of that less heaviness. As a former, football player, just all around sports person, I used to eat to feel full. When you cut out that meat, sometimes you don't feel as full. So it helps you to eat to your stomach size because meat is heavy and it takes longer to digest. So it helps you really, regulate like how you really supposed to eat, which I also did as well is slow down how I was eating. And usually I would take maybe 15, probably max 15 minutes to eat. Now it might take me like 30 to 45 minutes to eat a meal because I'm actually taking time to chew my food down properly so it can digest the right way. So my whole digestive system is working properly. It's not full. It's not.
Because also if you're moving too fast and you eating really more than what your body needs to eat because you're not even giving your body time to catch up and be like, I'm full.
Yeah.
It ain't overate by the time you get that signal.
And to piggyback off what you said when you was like, I was just eating to get full, I learned that just woofing it down, your body not getting all the nutrients that it's supposed to get. Like if you're eating your food in chunks, just know when it's time to do number 2, it's gonna come out in chunks.
If it do come out,
you know what I'm
saying? True.
Some people say they may defecate 2 or 3 times in a week. I do that in a day sometimes.
And you're supposed to do it every day.
Every
day you're supposed to have a bowel movement.
Yep.
Not, and like you said, 2 and 3 times a day. Nah, it's something wrong with your diet.
Yeah.
Cause you ain't saving no nutrients for your body. But like you said, I had to learn to break down my food and chew my food more to give it that so your body can process it. Cause far as you know, like you said, you eat heavy, you might drink something after and you feel full or bloated. You steady burping, steady burping, air coming out. And then when it's time to go to the bathroom, you sitting down on the toilet for 20 minutes like, you gotta rock back and forth. Like, man, what's the point?
Sweating.
Yeah, cause you ain't put, like like I said, you done ate all this heavy stuff and ain't nothing that you ate breakable, it's breakable down in your body. Like it's
no proper liquids. You're not drinking no smoothie. You're not drinking no tea.
Nothing to help your digestive tract. Nothing. It's just a whole clog and there's a junkyard in your digestive tract.
And that's what makes you feel full and bloated when you are eating fast and you're not even. Because when it goes into your stomach, it has to go in small amounts. It has to be chewed up because your stomach acid, yes, it's gonna break down the remainder, but that little opening that goes from the stomach to the intestinal tract is a very small opening, and food can't easily just get in there. It has to be fully breaking down first. So that's why a lot of times too people feel like they're full and they're bloated and the stomach is sticking out because you're eating too fast and you're putting too much in your system at one time. And just to speak too on the hunger part of things, a lot of people feel like they have to eat so many calories to feel full. The body doesn't know how many calories. Yeah, your body does not know what calorie intake is. It only knows when you get up to a certain level, I'm full. Same thing when you fill your gas tank up. It don't know 93, 89, 87. It just know I got a lot of liquid in my tank. I'm full now, right? So think about it that same way. When you're eating something, you can have, let's just say you got a fast food meal, you got the burger, the fries, the drink, all this stuff, right? You eating this, you don't feel full after you eat it, you feel like you want more. But this meal alone was already like 2,500 calories by itself, and you don't feel full because all those calories are packed into a small amount. Versus if you were to have like a salad and some fruit, and maybe you got like a little protein in your salad with the chicken or whatever, but all them leaves and stuff, it's not compact. It fills you up. So when you eat it, your stomach hits a certain level and it feels like, okay, I'm full. But that meal was only 500 calories. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about making sure you pay attention to your signals and know that whatever I put into my body, it doesn't have to be a lot of calories. I just need to feel satisfied. Okay? But I want to get back into the mental side of things as well. And I know recovery is a big factor when it comes to the mental side because you have to focus on your sleep. You have to focus on, the mind and the meditation and all. So I'm gonna let Devin kind of kick it off there and we'll work through.
So I would like to transition this on a vulnerable side. So, today is Father's Day, man. Happy Father's Day, my brother.
Appreciate you.
I told him I ain't gonna say Happy Father's Day for each one guy. I get tongue tied. I say Happy Father's Day time 8, my boy. Time 8, my boy.
Don't be fruitful. Show.
Be fruitful, multiply.
Yeah.
That part.
So, the biggest thing now in this society is men struggle with being vulnerable due to the fact that they don't have the space to be vulnerable. Yeah, and I feel like sometimes it starts with the friends that you have. You have good brothers around. You can be vulnerable around your brothers. You can be vulnerable with your significant other. So my question to y'all is, what are different ways or how has being vulnerable made a difference in your life to where you can be a better person for the other individuals around you.
Okay, I guess I can start there because especially me being a fitness trainer, people come in and they see me as this perfect image of discipline and meals and working out and everything, right? So they're coming in, they don't feel like I relate to them in a way because they have these problems with, eating and working out, and I could tell them easily, like, yeah, you just need to do more of this or you need to do less of this, and they like, that's easier said than done, right? But I have to tell them, like, I've mastered this area of my life, but everything has its own struggle, and me personally, I'm struggling with something else that you may be good at, So that's still the same. It's still the same thing, whether it may be fitness related, or whether it may be sexual related, or whether it may be educational related, or just even doing chores or whatever, having the discipline to get up and clean. I mean, all these things are different areas in a person's life, and just because somebody has mastered one area really doesn't mean they're just fully disciplined in other areas. So I have to express that to my clientele and say, like, I have problems too that I'm also working through, that I need somebody to hold me accountable for as well. And just because I've mastered this and I can teach you doesn't mean that I got everything all mapped out.
I like that.
Yeah.
For me, I would say it's being open-minded. That helps you to be vulnerable, and then it gives you a soft heart to be vulnerable, to hear somebody else struggles as well. So like, even if I haven't experienced it, I'm still not closed off to be like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Ain't nothing I really can say to help you about it. I'm gonna at least try to be open-minded to be like, okay, even if I haven't went through it, like you said, I might be battling something else. Let me step over here in your shoes and see what they feel like. You know what I'm saying? So like, and it's a challenge to be vulnerable as a man. It's not easy. And society doesn't make it easy, of course. Some of us grew up and daddy told us this, or grandma, be a man, but not necessarily telling you
what a man needs.
Right.
You see, yeah.
Like, what's my first steps in being it? You know what I'm saying? They was always, don't cry, don't show your emotions. That's a part of being vulnerable too. That's another reason men are so headstrong. And I gotta say, like, maybe out of 10, there's 3 sitting right here, you might find 3 men that are tapped into their emotions. Yep. Other men might feel like, that's weak, or da-da-da-da-da. But like you said, it goes hand in hand. Like, your emotions can affect your physical.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So your mental, definitely. Like I say, like my slogan, the body achieves what the mind believes. If you don't believe you can do it, you're not gonna do it.
Yep.
You're not gonna do it. Let's just be real. I got, like you said, fathers, I got 8 kids. If I don't put that in them to make them believe that they can do it, they're gonna feel like they can't. And the same way with clients, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do it. They'll go back and forth. Try. Don't knock it till you try. Yeah. So for me, Devin, like, when it's being, like, to be vulnerable, it's in that same sense, being open-minded, and don't knock it till you try. And when I say knock it till you try, don't give a person a judgment answer if you haven't even received the issue that they came to you with. You know what I'm saying? So like Mario said, I could tell you till you blue in the face. You know what I'm saying? But another aspect I did learn, I'm going to get down there with you.
Yeah.
So you don't feel alone.
Yep.
Some people feel a whole life person been telling them, like you just said, be a man. Hold on, you ain't showed me the first step. You know, so being open-minded and not feeling like you can't be yourself is like a challenge, a number one challenge, I would say, as far as being vulnerable as a man. But get out that comfort zone.
Yeah, like you always say, get out yourself.
Get out of you, because sometimes it's bigger than you.
Yeah.
Like, just because you can handle it good don't mean the next person can. And then, like he said, it might be something I'm struggling with, and you walking flying colors, and you 3 times bigger than me, but I'm like, I still ain't there yet. I'm there here, but I ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's each one teach one. It's something about every person that they gonna have better than you. Your goal as a person, let me take something from this person. Let me take something from this person. Let me take something from this person and apply it to my craft.
Yep.
Yeah, like you said, to make me a better person, to make me a better, because it might have been 4 or 5 subjects and I might only hit on 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I ain't never experienced it. Let me ask. Let me see. Okay, I don't know how that feel. So let me put myself in their shoes and see how I would feel, so I can be relatable.
Yep.
But like you said, get around people that's like-minded.
Yeah.
If you already got a person that's no and negative and bro, I don't want to do that, then you might want to change your surroundings, because what they saying is not helping you. And as far as your mental, that's definitely not going to help you. It's going to be like, all right, I know I can't talk to you. You're going to write them out quick because we can't relate on nothing. So I would say open-minded, watch the company you keep, find like-minded people, and then be open to them as well as they're open to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't close them off on your knowledge that you know, because they coming to you vulnerable and opening up, and it take a lot to, because man, we in a judgmental world. So first person might judge you, be like, oh nah, bro, you on that, I'm gonna go on bounce.
And I'm gonna say too, one thing about being vulnerable is also being brave enough to expose your own weaknesses. But, cause you, like I said, even in the fitness thing, I got a situation that just happened recently. I got a client that's training for a high rocks. I've never done a high rocks, but he trusts me to be the one to guide him and lead him throughout this path to be a high rocks athlete. And this is coming from somebody that, I mean, he probably worked out a little bit in the past, but he ain't nowhere near the shape when he got to me to really do it for high rocks. Now me, somebody might look at me and be like, oh, whatever I tell him to do for his athletic wise, he can do it. He probably got this 40-foot vertical and he can sprint 4 seconds in a 40 or whatever, but that ain't the case. But see, on the outside, somebody on the outside looking in, they may see me as, I can do whatever, right? But me, I can use that to my advantage and just be like, yeah, man, high rocks are easy, man. I got you. I know exactly what to do, how we can do it. Just listen to me, right? But see, what I did was, he was doing the farmer's carries. If anybody know what a farmer's carry is, you got 2 dumbbells or kettlebells in your hand, and you're just walking them around, right? That's one of the things that you have to do when you're doing high rocks is the farmer's carries with 50-pound kettlebells, right? He's not at the 50-pound range yet. We're doing 30 pounds. Now, he's been doing 3 laps around my facility. He'll usually stop after a lap because his hands hurting, shoulders hurting, or whatever. And I just be coaching him on like, yeah, man, just keep it going, right? So I was like, you know what? The best way to really coach somebody is stepping into the field with them, right? So when I looked at that high rocks, I was like, okay, they say you got to carry 50-pound dumbbells for a certain 50-pound kettlebells for a certain distance. I said, I'm gonna get out here with him while he do his 30s. I'm gonna do these 50s, and I'm gonna let him see that even though I may look like this perfect athletic person on the outside, I still have things that I struggle with too. So while I was doing them 50s and him doing them 30s, I'm actually telling him like, man, I did not know how hard this was. This is difficult. I personally need to go and train and do this too, so then that way I can be a better leader for you. But see, one thing about being a man, people are afraid to expose those weaknesses. So you're following this leader or this guidance for somebody that you assume is the best. And this person's just using your thought process against you, like, yeah, they think I'm the man. I'm gonna just milk everything out of them. No, I'm gonna sit here and tell you straight up, like, look, this is difficult for me. I'm glad that you are trusting me along this process because I'm learning just like you learning. But you trusted me to guide you along this journey. So even though I may be weak in this same area, I can still push you and lead you because I got that experience so far. You know what I'm saying?
Man, y'all done hit a lot of good topics. I love to hear it. I'm going to just add to that by saying me becoming more vulnerable has given me power over myself and over my life. Because I'm able to, because now I know myself. I'm not afraid to ask for help, which a lot of men be afraid to ask for help. And by having that vulnerability, I've been able to gain power within myself. And been having a better leeway even when it comes to women, because most men is not vulnerable, and women love a man that can be able to express himself, be vulnerable to her.
Yep.
And I'm able to gain power within that because I already know my weakness. So no man or woman can come to me, you weak in here. I already know that, and I'm already working on it. And I feel like once you know wherever you lack at, you can build confidence in that area going forward into life. So all the things that y'all was saying is really very spot on that a lot of men need to work on or where they feel weak at. But the best way to just be vulnerable without being weak and just continue to love on yourself, know yourself, and continue to work on yourself so you never feel like you lack anything. Because we're not perfect, but once you be vulnerable with other people, you realize, oh, they might be worse than me. So you know what I'm saying? But it takes you
never assume.
Yeah, but it takes you to take that step forward to be open and be loud and proud about the person that you are, because like I said, we not perfect, and that's what make us us. So, and that's why when we come together with other men that's vulnerable too, that's how we can really help each other build into the person.
You gotta admit your weaknesses.
Yeah.
You gotta admit your weaknesses.
And it's not a soft thing, or it's not you ain't like people mistake that for you not in touch with your feminine side, or that might not be the case. So vulnerability for me comes with comfortability, comfortability, or however you pronounce it. So say for instance, like it might be women or men in the gym, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, that one thing right there is a lot for people just to get to the gym. And then when I get there, I don't like it because there's a lot of people and they feel like everybody looking at them. So I'm gonna get down there with you and be like, okay, bet, now we both uncomfortable. What's up?
Yeah.
So if I can make you feel uncomfortable to feel comfortable, that's that vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving up. Cause you looking at me like, yeah, they looking at you, true. But I'm finna get down here with you and show it ain't no shame in my game.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna make you, like, I might feel uncomfortable when the next dude walk in 2 times bigger than me. Like, I don't know what he doing, but I need to get there. You know what I'm saying? It's not in the sense of downing myself. It's motivational for me.
Yeah.
So when it comes to being vulnerable, I ain't like, you might be like, bro, you just weak in that department. You might think that, true enough, but I'm confident enough to know that I'm weak in that department. I'm confident to know that I can build on it versus being stagnant. Because then that's the last thing you want is not to be vulnerable. Then you headstrong. Then you don't want to listen to nobody. Then you can't receive nothing because you're so versus being like, okay, let me put myself in your shoes. If I was fatter, or if I was smaller, or if my chest didn't sit the way it's supposed to, or my legs didn't feel, you know what I'm saying? Because I tell people all the time, they be like, what's your weakness? I be like, my legs. They be like, for real? I be like, yeah. And they don't believe it. They be like, no, bro, I hate leg day. It might look good to y'all, but I hate leg day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they be like, dang, I thought you would like everything. I'm like, no, I said every person that work out got a workout they don't like doing. Yeah. But the results.
They think we just love it.
No,
they think we just love it all the time. No,
it's the results. It's the results to be like, I know this hurt, but I'm finna go and get it out the way because I know it's finna give me that rip I need or that V-line that I need to get it done. So definitely agree with you on being vulnerable. Being vulnerable comes with being comfortable. So
did y'all know that suicide, the highest rate of suicides is, I think, it's definitely in men. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it goes back to just being vulnerable and not having somebody to talk to. Not being able to express yourself. So like this conversation goes so deep. Like it's really mind blowing to the point where you so into yourself, you so worried about what other people may think of you, to where all you gotta do is just reach out and just talk to somebody and get help. But you might feel as though I'll be weak as a man if I cry. I'll be weak as a man if I tell this person that I'm insecure right here and I need help, I need guidance. Like it's okay, you know what I'm saying? And within this group, that's one of the main things that we want to show people within Virile Ties is, hey, this is a brotherhood where you can come express yourself, grow, be better, ask questions. Ask
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah,
Like,
big
Piggyback off what
Big
he
time.
said, as my grandpa told me, the only dumb question is the one you don't ask.
There you go.
That's the only dumb question. Don't ever feel like you're not educated enough. It's a question for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a question for everything. It's always a why.
yeah.
Just remember, it's always a why. So I agree with what you're saying on that. Like, yeah.
But I think we done touched a lot of good topics on this one. Yeah, this episode went real long based on what we possibly thought that it was gonna do. But that's what happens when you have three guys coming together and really teaching from different perspectives, because we all have our own perspective that we're bringing y'all and placing into this world. So, any summaries that you want to give?
Yeah, just my last summary on testosterone, and just to piggyback off what Devin said. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to reach out. And just like he said, it is sad that the suicidal rate is high in men. And I know it stems from us not having fathers. And I know it stems from that too. So a lot of men aren't comfortable because they never had a man to even tell them it's okay to cry, son.
Yeah.
It's okay. You know, and then some men have been, or some boys have been taught wrong to where they've carried it their whole life, not to cry, not to show no emotions. To everybody that they run into, they got their guard up. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody ever told them, like, you know, so it is sad because we're grown men now. So to go from that boy stage from 5 to 10, from 10 to 15, from 15 to 20, like, that's 2 decades of you not being able to express yourself, not being able to cry, not being able to release. So I want to piggyback off what he said, and if it's any men out there, like, feel free to reach out. Like, it might be a person that don't got a father figure. It might be a person that needs to be around other men to educate them on how to be a man or how to live in that direction with keeping your mental right, your spirit right, and your physical right when it comes to men's health.
For sure. Yeah, you got anything?
Let go and let God is healing within releasing. Don't keep that tension all built up. That's where stress and a whole lot of other diseases that people have just by not letting it go. And it's healing within crying. As soon as you release that, man, God gonna catch your tears and push you further. But as soon as you hold all that in, you really only hurting yourself. So talk to somebody, release, let it out, do what you gotta do in a healthy manner, and keep on elevating.
There you go. Go against the grain, don't remain the same, stand out, be different.
Hey,
Body stuff just 100.
and get right before you get left. Let's go.